Hey guys, Vigoman here and welcome back to yet another episode from Crasburg. Today, I have a bad news for you guys. Someone forgot to take out their pizza and their whole house burnt down, which is what we're currently building here. I just love adding history and character and making you feel like this is a living city when you walk in here. So this house here has completely burned to the ground, more or less. And of course, it has taken damaged the houses next to it as well. So I'm trying to make it look like this house actually was used. That was really tricky, but I think we did a good job. We're gonna check that out later in first person. And then we're building a little building next to this. So this one was badly hurt by the fire, but it's still livable. So you can see here, kind of just putting up the main structure, but then just completely ruining the side here where the fire has just taken care of, burning down most of it. And I had a lot of fun experimenting with that, trying to make the transition from burnt to the wattle and daub more or less seamless. But again, it's Minecraft and it's tricky, but I think it worked out, and I'm looking forward to show you all of the details, because it's gonna look pretty interesting once we check that out. And of course, the interiors are really affected by how this was. Try to add the history history, lore, and all of that, where the parents' bedroom burnt down, so they moved to the living room, and so on. And that is something I just really enjoy working with, and I think that makes my city come more alive and more personal to me. And then we're also doing a little build next to it here, which of course also has been affected by the fire. You can see here, this one was a little bit more lucky because there's no real holes and bad damages to the actual structure. It's just kind of burnt and looks bad, so you probably have to remove a little bit of planks and stuff, but the whole structure is intact. Then we're doing a little build which is a little bit away from the buildings we just did, and more closer to the buildings we did a while back, which is a little blue building here next to the little river with a small tower, which is just beautiful. And I think it looked pretty good. So yeah, that's about it. Let me show you all of this in first person, guys. So we're here in front of the burnt buildings in Crasburg. I'm going to show you on the map where we are exactly. I guess you can tell which building is the burnt one, this dark one right here. And then we're going to be working on these 3 houses here, and then a little one over here, which is the blue one. So here is the burnt one. I guess we're going to check that out first, which it's more or less just completely burnt to the ground. And you can see for the foundation here, we're going for stone as usual, but I'm trying to mix in some materials to make it look like burnt on. Stone doesn't really burn, but it cracks and it gets like ashy and darker. So that's what I kind of try to do here, and make it look like the wall kind of cracked and fell over. Maybe the mortar, just cracked or got loose, I don't know. But it's falling apart. And then there's like this little entrance here. And I try to make like visible walls for dividing the room and stuff like that, because that makes sense. A house really has different walls, even though it's burnt, and still some of the different floors up and going here, where there's like a little table and a chair and stuff which didn't die in the fire. And yeah, we have these little cloud blocks and stuff to indicate that there's like a little bit of smoke in here still, and a lot of this ash and burnt logs everywhere. You can see I also kept a lot of the inner structure in part with like the cross beams and such, and also the fireplace where the fire started, which was here, which then kind of cracked and trembled over and is now laying on the street here. You can see it kind of covered in ash and other rumble like that. We also have some baskets of water here and other baskets which they use to kind of put the fire out. And I try to make it look like this fire is very recently. That's why it's still hot. There's still some coals burning and still some smoke and stuff. And that's why there's still some water here. And the next building here is also kind of, building on that little idea here. I'm going to show you how this looks from above like that. I really like the way this turned out with how it's like almost seamlessly goes from this burnt building to the next one. And I guess it makes sense because once it's burned, you can't really see the color difference and stuff. The windows are kind of broken and fallen apart, and also up here the roof has trembled down, and you can see some just straight through the building. Here they're trying to kind of simply fix it with some planks to just cover up this little room down here, which was barely damaged. So yeah, there's also this cart with ash, and I'm going to show you why, because if we go in here into the building, they're kind of carrying out ash here, digging out ash that has kind of fallen on the floor here, and bringing that away. Maybe use it for fertilizer. I think ash is a good fertilizer if I remember correctly. And here is just like the remains of the store that was here. So yeah, the right part of this house is more or less intact, but the left one is badly damaged. So you can see that here. In here we have a kitchen which is more or less intact. A big furnace to make food on and stuff, and a little exit to the back here with a little farm, which of course is more or less dead here from that. So pretty cool, well, pretty bad for these people, but it looks good for us. So yeah, and this goes to a little staircase which goes up, where we have the like a dining area and like a living room. And here we're trying to see some of the indications that it's burnt down. This right here would be the master bedroom. I really love how it turned out. It really looks like a burnt down room with the details we have here. So we have these beds, this chair that is fallen over, broken glass bottles, and things like that. There's also a little bit of like a ladder here. They maybe be using that for putting out the fire or trying to repair this thing. Because I guess that they would try to repair this if they could. So here we also have another room, which again is also damaged, but it's more or less tight, like rain proof. So they're just kind of putting on some planks, and you can still use this as a bedroom for temporary purposes. But there's some ash and stuff still falling in here. But for the children, that would work. And yeah, also adding some of these blocks here to indicate that it's burnt down. Up here, we have like just a little mattress where the parents would be sleeping. So they would move the master bedroom up to here, and they're just sleeping on the ground and putting some clothes up here and setting up this temporary wall in the back. You can barely see it, but it's just like planks simply nailed to the frame of this building, and it's not like completely tight. You can still see out, but it's better than nothing, you know. So yeah, that is that for this little building here. We're gonna go out, move around, and check out the next one here. So close that door, and yeah, it's kind of a problem here with this cart taking up a little space here. So yeah, walking down here, we have this building, which again is also damaged from the fire here, but as you can see, it's not that damaged. It's still usable. It's just a facade that has like some burn marks on it and the sides here, but like in general, it's still a good house. But I love the way this looks when you're trying to implement the burnt colors and textures into the actual facade of this build. Very happy with how that turned out. So this is one kind of apothecary stuff. You could buy herbs and bottles of medicine and stuff from this guy. So just a little bit of a store here you could buy that from. In the back we have the kitchen area where you can sit and eat, have some firewood here to heat up the oven, and then make some food. I think it looks pretty cool, with a little bit of an exit to what is going to be another street, which is going to go up here and connect up to the brewery over here. So let's go up and check out the interiors here, which yeah, let's start with the master bedroom. This one is the only room that is damaged, but as you can see, it's still like weatherproof and stuff, and it's absolutely a usable room. So they would probably try just to patch it up and repaint it, I guess. Yeah, change some of the damaged timber, but it really works. And then this bedroom here, a small desk to write on, and in general just a cozy room. Here we have another room, which for some children like that, and the same goes for this one here, another little bedroom. Yeah. Upstairs, or in the attic here, it's mainly used for storage here, and this is where like the most damage happened. So some of the storage here is, yeah, broken, and there's some ash laying on the ground, but I guess they would get to that and fix that very soon. Again, this fire is very recent, and yeah, they still haven't managed to fix everything. So that is that for that house as well. Now we have only one more, the blue one. So we're going to check that out by running over here. And I'm also going to show you some other stuff I've been working on. I've been layering this path here, and I love the way it curves around here. I think the slope is pretty gentle and smooth, I think. We also added a little tree here in this little flower area, nature area, and this tree here is just gorgeous. I love it. Very tall, which makes sense. It's almost as tall as these buildings here, and it just creates a unique little skyline. We also have these ivories that are climbing up the walls here next to the inn. But then we have the blue building here again, which is next to the small bridge here leading into the gardens. Just a little cozy building. My idea is that this guy is working at the brewery, which we're going to build in a future episode. The big purple thing right there. But in here we have a kitchen area, a small dining area to eat at, and also a small balcony over the... Whoops, I'm drowning. The little creek here, which is flowing, which is just beautiful. Nice atmospherical place, peaceful place to take a sip of coffee or a drink, I don't know. But a really cozy area. So yeah, we have that, and there's living quarters here, not too shabby. And yeah, this is a tower as well, which we mentioned. This is used for a staircase. Up here we have some beds and the master bedroom for the parents here. So yeah, just a cozy little house here. And it's again, it's not like a big house, but this guy here would be working at the brewery, so they kind of use it as living residence. There's no shop or a workshop and stuff in here. And up all the way on top of the tower here, we have a little chess playing area with a nice view over the temple and the gardens here if you step on the game here. So that is that for this building as well, which kind of finish off what we have for today, guys. So I loved working on this house here, especially the burnt one. It was something really new to me. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggo Man, and I'm out.